just sticking a blank image in there, but why isn't this working?
Thank you, Visual Art Resharper, for recognizing that a game object is in another project. I want my own game object. No! What is type inside of game objects?
What was that?
What is type?
The object type that determines like it's basically just going to be an integer, um, basically in reference to an enum, or I haven't decided how I'm going to do like the data for like the different ships, different on-screen objects, screen objects. So I'm just storing them as integers now. Basically, it's going to be an ID of some sort. Remember when we were talking about that hash file? That ID will be in reference to that. So somewhere I'll have like 1 equals, enemy ship black 1,
It says that the point class is integer.
Alright, I'm going to check these. Actually, let me double check these real quick. Make sure we have. Make sure this runs.
That's part of XNA.
Okay, game object showing up in there. Alright, checking this in.
Interesting. What are you using over here for a game object?
Oh, and actually the editor?
Oh, I just wanted like in your editor in game object. I see that you're using a double for X and Y.
Yeah.
I was wanting to just see if you're using a structured class like a point or a vector or something to store that.
No, I use a double just so the canvas has a better layout of actually laying them out, because whenever you do set canvas, it's going to be a double. But on a normal game, you would normally um, convert them over to integers, so you don't get. If you don't convert them over to integers, you'll start getting visual lines on the screen because they're not lining up correctly. They're slightly off.
Isn't double floats and doubles are represented in the processor as division, aren't they? So they're not exact. Is
Yeah.
that what it is?
All right. So what are you working on? The loader, or you doing?
Right now I'm just building going to load the JSON file into an object. Yeah, so I'm just loading the map in the server.
Sweet. Okay.
And then I gotta send you a message of start game. And I think you're also gonna have to send me a message of, oh, are we getting the player into the lobby? Oh, so the player, although I am sending the message, it doesn't have any useful data from it, so it doesn't have the player ship that they chose, or if they chose single or multiplayer.
Okay. Let's see. Come.
Alright, so now let's see.
See if I can figure some of this out. I really need to actually go and learn signal
Okay,
R
so
stuff.
there's not a whole lot going on in here yet. So I'll just give you without even looking into the files, main hub is, that is like the server.
Gotcha.
So this is what's actually getting the messages from the client. Um, there's not a whole lot of signal R stuff that actually goes on in here other than getting it. So the public methods on here are what the client can call. So the client could call on disconnected, but that is called automatically by SignalR, so it's unconnected. Most likely the client will call send action and pass in a JSON object.
Okay.
These other things like this private, inject known data, convert JSON to object, this private void, send action,
Yeah.
that's all kind of that's just my messaging stuff.
Okay.
It takes that JSON object, converts it, tries to find somebody to handle it type thing. So you shouldn't really have to play around in there, hopefully. You probably have to read it to understand what's going on first.
Yeah.
So basically the hierarchy is you got the main hub. It will communicate with this multi-instance game manager,
All right.
which is basically the kind of like, it can have multiple game instances that it's managing. So it will take the message, try to figure out what kind of message it is, and try to route it to the correct instance,
Okay.
which would be any type of message-based game. That's the base for. So the game is a message-based game, and there is a Nyxian Skies game instance, which derives from message-based game.
All right. Cool. Cool.
So like if you look in message-based game, there's a process action method, I think. and that weird dynamic statement, the await dynamic this dot handle action,
All right.
it will call a method called handle action with the type of object that was passed in. So if you look like this is kind of where it's kind of almost like reflectionist based. You
Yeah.
don't have a direct reference to it, so you can look at a
As long as it's there, it doesn't blow up.
correct. If it's not there, it blows up. All right, and I'll turn the
Sweet.
screen away so that I don't look at it anymore and I won't tell you anything. So I got to load the JSON file.
Let's see.
One, two.